Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Shadow and Sun Show. Today, we are showing off the second Starship.
Good evening, everybody. Like we told you last week, we were going to challenge ourselves with a 1 week core build from start to finish. Saying we had a little bit of extra time, so we decided to lay out a whole nother Starship. Hope you guys like the new paint scheme. When the lights come back on, we'll show you what we actually did, which part of the core set we did. We've lit it up once again, and we have a couple of new additions. We have some Final Faction action figures in the mix. The little guy built himself a brand new alien. We have a brain in a jar right here. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if you come around the other side. That's the AI center there, all lit up with some light bricks and a homemade, like I said, brain in a jar. Later on, we'll probably make a video on how to make the brain in a jar. It's a classic trope of many a sci-fi epic tales, starting with H.P. Lovecraft, all the way to Palladium and several other things. Is Gladys a brain in a jar?
No, I don't know.
No. Let's get some lights and we can point out some things.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
I guess we'll start with the star.
Okay, we've got our Intrepid heroes once again having crash landed into this starship.
Well, technically not crash landing.
Well, blasting their way in with a snapship starship.
Yes.
And once they jumped out, they were met with resistance and dealt with them heartily.
Yes, we have a ship that is no longer a thing and a person who is no longer alive.
And it's a smoking rubble made with a tea light and some pillow stuffing.
Yes,
and a little bit of spray paint.
A guy, a guard or soldier person.
It's actually Shikari from Shadows of Brimstone.
Fighting whatever that is.
One of our mighty heroes. I forget his name.
I just don't know what it's from or what it is.
It's actually a Reaper miniature. I forget his name. We have several Reaper miniatures in here as the heroes.
Most of them are Reaper.
And we have some good old-fashioned standby Galacta miniatures.
Yes, in here. And also there as a training room that was interrupted by them breaking into the ship.
We have a Iron Golem posing as a
guard,
sentinel of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some Dungeons and Lasers robotic spiders in here.
We have the lights that we used throughout.
For several of our videos. They always bring a smile to our face every time we break them out. And let's show off the blue areas. The blue areas are the new core set. Hope you like this paint scheme.
We were originally going to go with the gray, but we saw how good the blue on the dragon looked. Excuse me. So,
if you remember the ice dragon we did last month, we loved that blue color so much that we found a spray can of it and did up an entire. We actually, not an entire core set. We took a couple of pieces and sprayed them chrome to add a little bit more space for the AI center, because 2 AI centers is just not enough for us. We're probably going to go and get 2 more of those, just because it's just not big enough.
Yeah,
one room set is just they're kind of small.
Talk about the changes we made to the AI center, or do we continue with the
core set? What else you want to show them off?
Well, I mean, we used the core sets as storage rooms. We used Galacta, I think they're called Legionnaires.
Yes.
We used the Dungeon Lasers security, the turrets and security cameras. I don't remember where.
All of the cargo containers are actually made from Hearst Arts molds, which I used
Actually, some of them aren't.
Oh yeah, there's
some ammo crates.
Yeah, we do have some, and right there we have a Dungeons and Lasers ammo can.
Well, that's just a crate.
Yeah, just a high-tech crate.
We have a med bay that is completely made of Dungeons and Lasers, other than the Shikari.
And the little guy really likes the black and white color scheme, so we may have to get some more to do that.
Yeah, even though it doesn't make sense as a hospital to have a bunch of black everywhere.
Yeah.
It'd make more sense if it's completely white,
But it just always brings us back to the Tantive 4 in the original Star Wars.
even though it
movie.
actually doesn't look much like it anymore.
No, but that's what I was shooting for. It's been a long day, folks. Get some shots of our Final Faction mech here that we've added to the mix. These big guys.
Yeah, we forgot to change the head on the second one.
Yeah.
But we'll do that and make it not look bad. Do I mention the changes to the AI center?
Yeah, so go over the whole AI center and show off your paint jobs.
Yeah, so we have the dragon,
from
the
dragon.
guy
Come
in
on.
charge, this freaking,
You get a good shot of the alien, the big tall alien, and
which is a bit too tall. It was originally going to be the same size as the mantis is from a long time ago.
but the little guy made that from scratch using some techniques we did for the Sam Hain figure we did in
Yeah,
October.
the scarecrows. I used some green stuff, which I actually really like working with. There's the Brainian Jar, which you mentioned. These light bricks that I found at a...
Thrift store.
Yeah, it was a good one.
And here we have
No, it was a Salvation Army
here
store.
we have an old archive miniature. It's supposed to be Grand Moff Tarkin, but I painted him in red to.
Which works, because it matches with
I
everything
painted
else.
that so long ago, though. But he's one
It
of
looks
the,
surprisingly good for something you painted a while ago.
yeah, it was
so long ago.
many years ago.
Because you didn't use washes.
No, I
You
did.
barely used dry brushing, I think.
I did do dry brushing
But
on the
not as
hair and
much.
things like that.
These are all the pieces we didn't use, but before we look at those, I'll talk about the things I added. You might have noticed that before the AI center rooms, they look like this. Just solid one color on both sides. Usually there was different colors here. But now, fell over.
Alien attack. Raw.
Very funny reference. Or wait, were you actually talking about that? I'm going to assume you were. They usually look like this. This one, that's terrible, but
It's a little messed up.
yeah.
But the little guy really went off on his painting.
Is it this? Yes. Spraying these boards is kind of annoying. But now I'll just get one from.
Just give a shot right here.
Okay. Wait, no. So, like this one, for example. I put some lines on them, which, by the way, all of these actually represent something. Some of these actually have letters on them. But it probably would take a while to figure it out, scale. But there's most of them. This is more complicated ones. There's like more stuff and symbols, and I knocked it over again. But yeah, I added more lines.
All of the screens now have something.
Well, not every single one of
Okay.
them.
No, you don't have to pull it out.
No, this one's a better
Just get the
example.
count.
Okay. This one is that side is the first one I did. If you actually figure out, every single one of these say something. This they all say different things. Like some of them are like elemental symbols. Others are just our actual words. Others are abbreviations or shortenings of words.
He really knocked himself.
And some of them
knocked
are
it out of
even
the park with these.
drawings. Like some of them are blueprints. These ones, if you can see them, I'll remove this guy so you can see them better. Those ones, you can probably tell what they are just by looking at the shape. But it's two galaxies and stars and planet. And also, on this one, there's a bunch of but yeah, that's the changes we made to the AI center. It's they do seem like small changes, but I think
He spent several days on it, so
they're kind of small changes, but it takes a while because I had to, because originally it started with just repainting them, because a lot of them he only did one side of, because we only did one side. Something I noticed for the AI center, it's always just one room for some reason. Was there something you were going to say?
yeah. Let's show off the pieces we didn't use, which brings us to a recommendation to.
By the
folks
way, I'm
over at Archon. If you could hook us up with just some floors, it seems like there's far more walls than floors for our liking. If we could somehow just buy the floors or just buy the walls, that would be a huge help in building for us anyways, because we just never seem to have enough floors. We always have leftover walls, and you know, especially when we want to make larger rooms like the AI Center, you know, and other rooms even for the Dungeons and Laser sets. A lot of times you're going to have bigger rooms, and it appears that these sets are more designed to make more hallways and winding passages.
But if you want to make a big room, you'll end up
with a lot of leftover walls that you can't use. And you know, if you guys could hook us up, you know, like I said before, if you made the wooden floors, I'd buy, you know, a dozen wooden floors, just wooden floors. But the same goes with really all of the floors.
Yeah, maybe for the next one, like if for the third Kickstarter, maybe make it. I think it'd be understandable if the price went up a tiny bit to add like maybe 10, not 10 more floors, but in total like 10 small floors, but divided into like
or just, you know, maybe
floors.
retool the sprues to where we could just order sprues of floors or sprues
actually,
of walls.
I think that'd be better. Just sprues of floors. And maybe sprues of walls too, because
some people may very well not have enough, you know, maybe their dungeons and starship constructions, you know, are more wall, you know.
Even though I feel like it's for every wall at a corner you get a wall, so I don't really see why. But
we like big rooms, let's just put it that way.
Yeah, but basically the way we divided this, I guess, should we talk about how we made the ship?
Sure.
We started, as we usually do with the Starship, where they enter. Before it was just a hole blown in the wall, like the tanning floor when Darth Vader came in. But this time, because we have the snap ships,
we wanted to make a hangar, a small hangar. We made a much larger hangar for the snap ship video.
I think it's actually similar size.
No, because we had 6 spaceships in there.
True, but this we technically could fit 6 spaceships.
But you wouldn't be able to move around, and they wouldn't.
The ships we made standard. The only one that's different is this one because we use the bases as part of the wings.
I didn't even notice that. That's pretty clever.
I thought I told you.
No, you know, we had a busy day today.
I thought I said, "Do you like how I did the wings?"
I did, but I didn't realize that that's what those parts were.
Oh, the reason why I did it the way I did was so that the engines could move around and the guns could as well.
Kind of like Firefly.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I know. I just don't.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. I just don't know.
Yeah. Or like a VTOL.
Yeah.
So there you have it, folks. That's our second Starship.
Actually, went over more of it.
Okay, if you want.
We have. So we did the hangar. Most of it, an issue that we noticed because we did the hangar is we had way too many floors. Like with the blue, we had a bit more, but it was actually relatively even. But because we did this big room, we couldn't actually. We couldn't. That's why we have so many gray walls. If you notice here.
We used them to cover up the lights.
Yeah.
In several places, which is another good reason for more floors, so we could make elevated areas to cover the lights, which would be actually kind of fun.
I feel like they might want to incorporate these lights more because these lights are almost perfect. You do need to drill a bit to remove them. But yeah, we have like a power room. We also have a prison cell. I forgot to mention.
You couldn't wait for Dungeons Lasers to arrive in the mail, so he made some laser bar.
Oh yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah, I thought that's exactly what you were thinking.
Oh.
So he took some Lego lightsaber bars.
Oh well, yeah, I did remember, but I just wanted to find another way.
So the prisoners can't escape unless they want to get third-degree burns or cauterize limbs off.
There's a power room with radiation stuff and lights. We'll write a description of the stories or whatever. I don't know. We have the blue rooms or the storage, as I said before. That's a training room. They have the storage. Both of the blue areas are storage. Was it you that came up with the idea of having like 2 separate paths or 2 different ways to get to the AI Center?
Over here we have a transporter room.
Yes. We have this unfinished thing.
Terminal.
Then we have the med bay, which we usually have. And I think that's the entire ship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's your favorite part?
I don't know. You know, let's never leave a chair open ever again. You know what? I'm fine with this.
This is our mascot, Chewy. Say hi, Chewy. He's too busy saying hi to us.
Yes.
He's like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, by the way, one last thing.
You're a sweetheart. Now go down. No. That didn't work. Oops, sorry, folks. No animal cruelty here.
Okay, so that has been today's episode of the Shadow and Sun Show. We hope you enjoyed this episode today.
We also would love to see your photos if you took us up on this challenge of
Yes.
what you accomplished in a week. It can be done.
We did.
There were two of us working on it, so maybe that's not fair.
I did mostly work on the AI center though, and the stuff I did, he could have done easily. It was just dry brushing in areas that, yeah.
Don't let him kid you, folks. I couldn't have done it without him. We had a lot of fun. We really pushed ourselves, and we hope you guys joined us in this challenge. If not, we get it. It's been a busy month for us, and like I said, we'd love to see your photos. Put the email again in the description, and we hope you guys will join us Thursday for a craft. We may just show you how to make a brain in a jar.
We
if
might.
have extra
We're actually
parts.
planning on making a different thing.
Yeah.
But we might do it for another sci-fi month, or we might mention it. It's really simple. Other than the piece that the brain is actually in, because we have no idea where that is.
Yeah, but there's other
It was
things
just in
you
the
could
bits
do.
box. We had no idea where it came from. But it could be easily substituted with a bubble from a...
Gumball machine.
Yeah, so that's not a big
And maybe you can help us give a name to this brain in a jar. If you come up with something clever, let us know.
Comments or email or something.
Until then, we will see you Thursday. Have a great week, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.